Hello everybody, welcome to How to Play Like a Walt Pro. Today I'm going to be playing in the Contra Caro 3 Minotauro. First let's go over the field mods real quick. Where's my webcam at? There it is. So I always pick left for this one, it's better, it's good. Right for sure, always on this one. I always pick right for this one as well, even on something like a serve, unless it's like Clan Wars and I specifically need to sit somewhere where I'm not going to be spotted. For random battles, always pick right. For this one's a tough one, but since the intra clip reload of the Minotauro is 8 seconds and it can't be reduced by picking this field mod, and most of the time you're just relying on your intra clip reload, not your actual clip reload. The clip reload is not as important as the intra clip reload, and the intra clip reload cannot be changed. Therefore, I pick the hit points and the injuries, because the reload time doesn't help with that with the intra clip. The last one, I picked the reverse speed. It's kind of a hard one, but I would either pick neither or right for this one because 17 reverse speed while picking this and with the bounty turbo is not great already. If you picked neither or left, then it would get to almost unplayable levels of reverse speed. Okay, so for equipment, I think this is definitely the best loadout. Turbo, hardening, and aiming unit. This thing can't mount V-stabs. Vents, you could run as well. Instead, it would give you extra view range, which would be nice. But like I said, the vents will not increase or decrease the intra-clip reload of this tank. And most of the time, as you'll be seeing in this video, all you're doing is reloading your intra-clip. It's not the fully aimed clip that the reload needs to be reduced, because that doesn't really matter. Most of the time, you're just reloading the intra-clip anyways, so the vents does not help with that. And the fully aimed accuracy of this tank is pretty garbage, so 0.44, which is actually atrocious, so I'd definitely bring aiming unit instead of vents for that reason. Second loadout, I run no hardening, vents, and aiming unit. I do not use this loadout very often at all. I only bring this loadout for maps where I think I'm going to be sniping most of the time, like proc. And the vents, its main purpose is just to decrease the fully aimed accuracy even more, combining with the aiming unit. In my opinion, there's no other really viable loadouts. You could bring rotation mechanism. That's the only one that I could think of, but I think aiming unit is definitely better than rotation mechanism if you had to choose between the two. And turbo, I would not go without. Hardening is just a solid choice. Increases your track HP and your full HP, and it just doesn't get great equipment choices in general. All right, let's go into the first battle, and I'll talk a little bit about the strengths and weaknesses of the Minnow. So there are actually one or two things that I forgot to mention about this tank. So first of all, look at this. Look at its dispersion factors. So its dispersion factors while moving 0.2, pretty bad. 0.10 on tank traverse, that's pretty good. But on turret traverse is 0.04, which is insanely good. So what this means is on your gunner, the snapshot ability is not going to be helpful almost whatsoever, so I would not pick it until like your 5th or 6th skill. It's just not helpful. Pick firefighting before it even on your minnow. Another thing, couple things to talk about. This thing for directive, if you don't have aiming unit or turbo directives, which are exclusive ones that you can only get from events, then what should you run instead? If you do run directives at all, that is. Maybe just firefighting or smooth ride. I would not pick snapshot because, like I said, the snapshot skill is basically useless on this tank because snapshotting ability is already, when rotating the turret, is already insanely good, and its turret rotates slow, which makes it even better. If you have no camo skill, then you could pick that, but that's kind of getting into details that aren't very important. I guess another thing to talk about is the ammo selection. This tank has 3 useful ammo types, so you shouldn't bring just full heat or whatever. It's HE. If you have intuition on your loader is actually useful. And look at these HE shells. They have 700 alpha, which is a huge increase over 530. And they have 130 penetration, which is excellent. And their shell velocity is 1256, which is like really, really, really good for HE shells. So I even bring 10 HE shells on this thing because 25 heat and 5 AP is usually enough anyways, especially considering its DPM. I mean, its DPM is pretty good, but it's nothing insane, so it doesn't run out of shells usually. you're usually brawling, so yeah, I bring 10 HE because I actually sometimes go through more than 5 HE shells. Alright, I'm gonna go into battle, but I'm gonna just... Yeah, I guess I'll pause. So some of the strengths of the Minnow, obviously it's just a hull-down bunker, even better than the E3 when it can cover its lower plate. Nothing can pen it except for its cupola on flat ground or if they're above it. If it's using its gun depression, it's just unpennable by anything, basically. Even Yags have trouble penning it. It's like 50-50 for Yag heat on flat ground. So it's absolutely absurd. Turbo is very important on this thing to get into initial positions. Fire mostly heat of the AP. And there's not really too much to explain about this tank, honestly. You just kind of look for a hold down and then sit in front of people, and that's all you do. So that's pretty much what's probably going to happen during this session. So here we load in on Pearl River. There are hold downs on this map. I'm planning on going north because that's usually where you go to brawl with hold down tanks. I am going to be paying attention to what's going to come with me. We have 2 mice and a VZ. The VZ is coming which is great because you want to have tanks that are fast enough to get into this position right away on the map, just to keep these guys from getting all above you and holding you back at the bridge. Because I'm kind of slow. This thing is pretty slow. They could bleed me coming in. You know, they can come to this position right there and shoot me on the way in. I'm going to do this anyways because looking at their comp, they don't have like that many tanks that I'm too worried about bleeding me. They do have the STB and UDES, which is kind of scary. Even the IS-4 might get there before me. I'm not sure. But I just don't really have any other good options, especially because there's 2 Arty. If I go middle against 2 Arty, I'm just going to get hammered the whole game. So it's not worth it to me. And their STB and UDES are mid, so we should have a freebie here. We shouldn't get bled coming in too much, if at all. Now, in the north on Pearl River, you usually want to be playing the top side up here, or sometimes the middle road, but usually not the east side. It's just generally better to have the high ground. So I'm going to do what a Minnow does and just kind of sit in front of him. And he's going to be like, oh shit, I can't do anything at all. And I'm going to be like, yep. He can't hit my cupola easily at this angle either because he's shooting up at it, kind of. I'm angled up. I'm wondering if it's even worth to fire here, like at his cupola, because the chance to hit is pretty small. I think I'll go for it if he gives me a good shot. But so far it's kind of just a stalemate. I'm just going to wait around, see what happens. Okay, he made a mistake. That's good. Sometimes firing will do that. Like, even if you don't have a good penning shot, like, just firing will make the opponent do something, like peek or something, and then you get a better shot. So sometimes it's worth to fire even when you don't have a good shot, but that's not always the case. We got a Yag coming for us. He can pen us, but it's kind of scary. I'm going to bait him. I'm just going to turn my turret and pretend I'm not looking. And I'm going to look back. And shell went high, but that's okay. It's a pen roll to pen that, regardless. I got to pull back. This Yag could potentially pen me at this angle. I want to stay angled up, like keep my hull angled upwards, so that it's much harder for the Yag to pen me. Now here, I'm thinking like we're probably going to slowly lose this, but I don't really have the option to pull back because this Yag hasn't fired yet. And I'm not sure, like we could potentially win this still, so I'm kind of 50-50 on whether I want to fall back. I think I should stay and fight. I'm gonna keep focusing the IS-4. I'm not gonna turn for that guy. Hope my team can take care of him. If he shoots me, he shoots me. Aiming for my lower plate. I'm gonna try to avoid that. Might take one from the Yag here. I'm gonna try to get safe. Gun blocking my side a little bit. He fired. Nice. Make my shot count. No reason to rush. It's just even like the 10 or 20% chance I miss is not worth. I need to fully aim. And look at the reload on this thing. The actual clip reload is not that bad. Like I'm already almost loaded. There's no real reason to bring vents for that reason. I'm gonna push this Yag. As you can see, like we're shitting on their team. I'm okay with taking a Yag shot even at this point in the game. Just pumping out the damage. Might have HE loaded, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go for damage on the Kron probably, especially if he doesn't shoot me enough. Yeah, the Yag doesn't pen me, so I have there's no chance it'll die here. But I might as well just go for the shot on the Kron instead of killing the Yag. Oh man, I probably should have saved my shot for the mouse here if I really wanted DPG. But you know what? The kill is fine too. It's whatever. It gives me 1-8. I'm gonna ram this guy for some damage if it even does any. This is 86. Let's go. If I was a whore, I would gun block this Patton so I can get in another shot, but I'm not gonna be like that because I don't like players who do that kind of shit. That did 5 damage actually. That's not too shabby. And he made it actually kind of hard for me to pen him, but I managed to get a shot on his turret. This is just like a classic Mino game. You just kind of sit in front of them, 5k blocked, 7,000 damage, barely took any HP. Most of it was from ramming. And then HE damage. Like, no one actually penned me this game. Kind of funny. And that's kind of just how the Minnow plays. So what I recommend the Minnow, not really. It shouldn't be your first choice unless for some reason you like this kind of gameplay. It's just very boring. 7,000 damage, pretty good. We hit and penned most of our shots, which was good. It's just a very boring play style, and this is a toxic tank for the game, regardless of whether you think it's insane or not. It's definitely not bad for a TD. Quickie Baby claims it's the best tank destroyer. I mean, for winning, maybe, because it's kind of like a heavy tank, and so it has more influence on the battle, because heavy tanks have that biggest influence on the battle with their role, just taking aggressive locations and trading. TDs who camp have way less influence. And this thing is matched up against other TDs who are like snipers, like a Sturv or a Grill, who are not able to take those important positions, like on Pearl River there, the north. So they have the camp, and so it's good for wins. Is it the best TD though? I mean, if you think a TD is good for sniping, like this thing is not a good sniper. And for DPG, it's so-so as well. I have 4k DPG in this thing. My win rate is 80%. Because I'm getting matched against other TDs, and it's super easy to win because of that. So I'm basically just an extra heavy tank for my team, and even a good one at that, for holding a flank. But besides that, like it's just not fun to play. You don't do huge damage usually, because you're kind of limited by your speed and DPM. Just wouldn't really recommend it. Alright, let's go next. Alright, so we get Serene Coast, North Spawn, Tier 9. I was thinking maybe I should have a loadout with 10 AP, 10 HE, and 20 heat. Might be worth it for these low tier games, but I'm just going to bring this one because I don't have that. Probably fire heat mostly anyways, and then some HE. So what I'm looking at, what can go hull down? STB1, that's pretty much it. They have like nothing, and a Minnow, I guess, if you can get there in time. But they have 2 Arties is the main thing, so I'm thinking I'll go to C1. Hopefully, like the other side might be nice. It just depends where their Type 5 heavy goes, because they don't have many heavies at all. So usually, if they don't have many heavies, this flank is not a good flank to go to, because you aren't going to get much damage on heavies here. But they have a Type 5 heavy. If he went this way, like with a T95 or something, then it would be worth it. It's just I don't know if he's going to go there or not, so I'm just going to take the safer bet and go this way. The focus from Arties is definitely worse on this side, but I'm just gonna have to grit my teeth and bear with it, I think. I'm not gonna stop to shoot that guy because it's not a guaranteed shot anyways. It might be too slow, and I want to get up here quick because I'm not in a fast tank. I can't afford to slow down. I need to get up here and start shooting them on their way in. I don't have many tanks that should come here. Maybe the Patton. Besides that, I mean, maybe some of their tier 9 mediums, but I'm just hoping some stuff will come here, and I'm hoping some of my teammates will be with me so I don't get focused by Artie too hard, but so far none of my teammates are with me, so I could just get Artie focused super hard. Right there, Minnow's coming. Realistically, I probably should focus the minnow because I have a penning shot on him, but I'm not going to do that because the shot is just too hard. This guy just decides to peek out sideways in front of me, which is pretty cool. Artie's firing AP. I'm going to trade with this guy, honestly, but I need to. Just for one shot, though. I need to back off now. My teammates are just not coming. It's kind of interesting. I need to get hull down now. Stay safe. The problem is that Artie is going to slowly kill me. I'm really disappointed that their minnow came this way. It's a problem that can happen, but... Ooh, that actually penned. Ooh, that's huge. Now he's down to a one-shot. I can trade and kill him if needed. I'm going to angle towards the Artie because he has AP loaded. Nice, that is huge. Now my team has grown some balls and they're coming up. Probably unlit at this point so that the Artie won't be aimed at me. Unless he just randomly hits me. They do have a 4K back there. I'm not too worried about him because he shouldn't be able to pen me. This is where the vents plus the aiming unit could be nice just to, you know, hit those weak spots at long range, but the HP is important too in case I get artied, so I'm not complaining. Or a feed. I don't think I can push this because they have a 4K back there, they have 2 arties to shoot me, and there's a T95 in Fosh B. What should I do instead? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure because it's going to be such a long rotation to go all the way back that way. I think I need to just stay here and hope that my team progresses through the middle and can spot out some of these tanks. Maybe I can spot them by playing up here rather than out here, and make some progression, but it's hard to say what will happen at this point. Okay, the T95 is coming. Just worried that the arties will be aimed at me. I see the artie on the map is shot over there, which is good news. It means that one of them might not be focusing me. I'm gonna move back to my original position because I can't engage the T95 from here without getting shot on the side by the FV. Looks like we are winning, I think. We should win this game because there's no way I'm gonna let this flank fall unless I get artied to shit. So it should be fine. Just gonna engage with this T95. I almost want to face hug him just so he can't get a shot on my lower plate, but it's hard. Timing needs to be right. Alright, here we go. I'm face hugging him. Just don't want to give him a shot on my lower plate. Anything else is pretty hard to pen. As a pen roll, oh, I don't know if it's in my favor or not. I want to guarantee. I don't want to be reloading, so I want to make sure that this shot counts, but okay, good. It was green, so I went for it. I really wanted to make sure that that shot penned, because if I don't pen, then I have, you know, 25 seconds or whatever where I'm just sitting there, not shooting anything. The FE got lit over there. I didn't actually notice that until now. So that is good news. I'm going to push this now. If the Fosh starts clipping me, I think I can get safe by pulling into the left, so it's fine. And plus this game is over, so I need to get in regardless. I don't have a choice about it at this point. I'm really tempted the intuition to HE. But I'm not gonna do it. It's not a good idea. The arties are one shots for me anyways, even with heat, so hopefully the Type 5 is still full HP and I can get there and get something on him, but I don't think I will probably. This is probably mostly what I'm gonna get this game. I don't think I'm gonna get much more, if any. Watch B is what I gotta go for right now. I shouldn't have fired there, honestly. It's not even worth. Yeah, this is gonna be an ass game, but I don't really feel like I did much wrong. It's hard to play more aggressive in this situation. Gonna get to the Fosh B as quick as possible. Nice that Char's dead. Sounded evil me saying that. Taking the quickest route possible. He's gonna go this way, so I need to cut in. Just going for ramming as well if I can. Didn't get the second ram, that's okay. I'm okay with this game, even though I didn't get that much out of it. I mean, it was an okay game. 4,300, 700 spotting. It's the potential on this tank is not very high, because its mobility is so low. Its DPM is, it's not bad DPM, but it's not great, and you're kind of just reliant on people going to your flank and you being able to sit in front of them. That's how it feels a lot of the time in this tank. If that doesn't happen, then you just don't have a great game. Maybe you could have aimed slightly better on some of those shots. I'm not sure, but either way, pretty fine with this game. I have full field mods, right? Yes, I do. All right, next game. Okay, we got tier 8 matchmaking, which is nice. Stu's Yankee, tier 10, IS7, and then they have 2 mediums and a Foch B. I'm thinking almost of bringing the vents so I can aim for weak spots over here, but I'm just gonna bring hardening just because it's more. I know that the hardening could be helpful, but the vents I'm not sure. Like, might not even have to aim for weak spots, and the hardening gives me the option later on of essentially pushing in the north, but like with less risk because I have more health. So on this map, in this kind of matchmaking, usually I'm just gonna play hold down in the north, see what I meet. You can't really shoot the south easily from the north anymore most of the time. I don't even really bother with that. I kind of just want to fight the guys in this city here. I usually start right here on this hold down. This guy might be pushing in. Let's see. That was a bad shot. Couldn't really tell what I was looking at. I can just stay hold down on this, but there's no guarantee that something will actually peek me. And I was not ready. T30's got me annoyed because he's behind me, like shoving my ass. So I don't entirely understand. So he's like in front of this, right? I think there's the same position on this side. I don't fully understand the north yet. I think this spot is artyable though, where the BZ is. I don't think it's that good of a spot necessarily. Looking at the south, making sure that there's no huge progression being made, giving me an impetus to push. By the way, in the minnow, I don't force reload that often. It's just not really necessary. The intro clip is 8 seconds, and the actual reload is like 18 seconds. It's like, I kind of just play it like a single shot tank, because that's kind of what it is. I could go to this hold down, but I've had experiences where they were able to pen me up through the tracks there. This I7 is just, he's just in an unkillable position basically. Really annoying. Maybe I'll try peeking the other side and see if I can find something there. There's like a small hold down for my lower plate here. Wish our Artie would just start shitting on this guy. I'm pretty sure they can. Pretty sure they can just shoot him, and they're just not. We're losing the south. Maybe I should snipe the south. I don't really like how this battle's going so far. Yeah, I'm just gonna snipe the south. This might be one of those games where I just have to hunker down and get out as much damage as I can as we start losing. Now the shell velocity on this tank is quite good, so keep that in mind when you're playing it. This is where the vents would be super nice. Like, I probably would have hit that shot with the vents. This thing's armor is very good frontally. I'm not too worried about getting shot. Okay, there's a Foch B though clipping me. If he pens me again, if he pens me, then I gotta move. He hit my track like 5 times, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna force reload. They should start pushing through the north because no one is like contesting them here, so I'm gonna have to worry about that in a second. And I can't afford to stay here. I need to push out in the city probably, because otherwise I'm gonna be fucked because I'll be in a crossfire. I'm gonna focus I7 first. Hopefully our TVP pens his shots. I want to get safe from the T30 if possible. That bounces. Interesting. No, 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 no. This is very bad. I'm gonna die. I can take one from the T30 potentially. Maybe I can get out another clip. Try to face hug this guy. I need to kill the Foch and then face hug the T30. That's how I survive here. Ah, he fucking ram killed me, dude. At like 8 kilometers per hour. This was a team issue, honestly. I don't really know what to say, honestly. Like, this is just kind of, my team got rolled. I went to the wrong flank. But I couldn't have foreseen that this is how this game would have gone. I could have rotated slightly earlier to shoot the south, I guess, but besides that, I don't really think there was much I could do in this situation to get out more than like 3,000 or 3,500 damage or something. Like, kind of just one of those games where you get fucking rolled. And then this tank is very inflexible. I would have liked to have knockout and ram killed there, killed the Foch, and then get out a few more shots on the T30 before, you know, the enemy team flanked me or something. But unfortunately that didn't happen, and they focused me as well instead of focusing the TVP. But the TVP died really early on anyways, somehow. Just a tough battle. Especially for a tier 8 game. The I7 was really annoying because he was just playing in a hull down spot that I cannot counter whatsoever. So we got 2,800 damage, 400 assistance, top on everything. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say. There was not much I could do there. Losing every flank is tough. Especially when you're in a tank that relies on pointing your front in one direction and keeping it that way. The Sing is great for holding a flank, or even pushing a flank, it's okay. If it's just a very one-dimensional fight, as soon as you get surrounded, it doesn't have the same hit points as the heavy tank quite, or not quite as many. Doesn't have a flexible turret like a heavy tank. Just doesn't deal with getting surrounded. His sides are very weak. And there was no way to keep everybody in front of me in that situation, really, so that's what happens. Alright, I'm gonna play another. Alright, so we get Glacier. And it's tier 9 with no arty, which is really nice. I'm probably gonna bring my loadout, which has more heat, so that I don't run out of heat ammo, because I'm going to be fighting a lot of heavies, or heavy-like tanks like the Patton tank. There's not... I mean, that's not the most important thing here. The most important thing here is I'm going north because it's the best place for a Minnow to go on this map, for sure, because there's like a hole down here. And I can side scrape. You can actually side scrape pretty well in this tank. It's hard to pen the upper plate of this thing, but the lower plate is like kind of weak, but it's still not like super weak, and it's pretty hard to hit. Kind of like an E3 lower plate. So I'm just gonna go north and face my opponent's head on, and I'm looking at what will go north. There's no arty to bleed us in the north, which is nice. Not that arty has great shots there anyways, but they have a KPZ 260. 261 mid, which is nice. He was the one I'm kind of annoyed or like worried about, because usually 260 players are decent players. And it has 340 heat pen, so it can be kind of annoying to play against. 60 DP, that's the juicer tank. It's a tank that I just get to farm, hopefully. He has terrible pen, not great accuracy. So he's the one I want to farm, and then I'm looking like Maoshin, Conqueror. Those are both great tanks to be able to farm. Now, the other thing to pay attention to is like how my team is deployed. So I have good enough amount of support here. I'm gonna come to this corner and try to bleed this Conqueror. The KPZ can overpeak for me, but I can always just shoot him back as well. Our 752 is kind of throwing right now, though. I can get mostly hull down here, I think. Maybe even totally, I'm not sure. Our KPZ went wide, which is keeping this guy from poking, which is kind of annoying, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, you gotta be careful sometimes of angling your hull down in this thing. Because then they can shoot the top of your turret, and your top of your turret is kind of weak, and it's got a cupola. But besides that, it's kind of just point your front towards the enemy. I'm gonna push this because we have an overmatch here. 5 tanks versus 2. And I'm concerned that we're just gonna start winning. 5 tanks versus 3, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I'm in a strong tank. I can play this here. Maybe he shouldn't have fired that, I'm not sure. I'd like to get in one more before he backs up, but I'm hoping my teammate doesn't, you know, block me. He doesn't, and I miss anyways. I'm gonna insta-reload because my next shot is probably gonna be when I come around this corner. Only had 1 shot left. I didn't get out as much damage as I wanted to here. Like, they're just almost all dead already, and I haven't even done anything. Done 1 shot, basically. Just gonna make my shots count. I want to ram this guy if possible. I think we're winning. We're actually losing, but... 60p, I don't want to let him escape if possible. I could have waited to see if I can track him with damage, but with heat it's going to be hard to do so anyway, so I just go for the damage. 1 shot. Can I get it into something before I reload? We'll see. 268. Okay. Nice. I'm full HP, and I think we can win this game. I kind of want to push in. It's kind of risky, but I can always just hide it like here or here. So I'm gonna take more space here. They have a Yag Tiger there. That's really annoying, because now I can't play on this side. I wanted to just push this, but it might not be possible. I might have just made a mistake, but I didn't know that their Yag would be back there. Yeah, I gotta back up. I cannot push this. This guy's in a good crossfire. I'm gonna bait him as if I'm turning. Hopefully he peeks. Okay, he's getting clipped. Okay, that is a huge kill. I'm gonna reload because I don't expect to be shooting someone for 20 seconds or so. I'm kind of stuck here now. I definitely shouldn't have committed. And I wish I was loaded for that, but that's okay. I don't know where their leopard is. But killing this guy frees up like this whole area for me a little bit. We are losing, like we're losing, but it's kind of a stalemate for now. I don't know what's going on in the south really. Yag Tiger is somewhere back there. I don't think I can spot him though. Too far. Where would he be? Good blind. I'm not sure if that's a hit or not. Okay, I get spotted for that. My worry now is that we're gonna lose the south and then I'm gonna get surrounded. But I don't think I can actually escape here, so... Bad shot. That was just bad. Could get flanked here. I almost want to get flanked here, just like the Leo coming in or something, just so I can kill him, but... Is there anywhere I can escape to or back up to? I don't think so. If I back up, like, I can get shot from these areas. I should not have committed. That was the biggest problem. I'm tempted to reload, but I'm worried they're gonna push me right now. If I can get info on the 260, then I might be able to reload. This 260 could flank me. I have an E5 behind me kind of covering me. I'm gonna reload now. There's a Leo. Please don't die. Oh my god, he's fucking dead. I'm gonna get surrounded now. I'm by myself. 260 is gonna come in. I need to play on one side now. I bounced. How? How does that bounce? I'm dead. Okay, that's the best I could do. I don't know how that bounced, but it doesn't really matter. Either way, I made a mistake by overcommitting here because I was kind of banking on the fact that we would be able to push that and we would be able to win the south or something. Like either we are able to push through or we're able to win the south, but I overestimated how much I basically underestimated how much we were losing. Like we were losing by a good amount, and also they had these positions where the Hori is and the Yag Tiger, which make it much harder to push to the north than I was initially expecting. Like you can't just cross here, even if you kill the Patton, which I assumed we would, which we did, but it was kind of lucky we even killed him. So that was an overcommit. Unlucky bounce on the 260 and a bad shot on him as well means that he survives. But yeah, we screwed ourselves there. Alright, I'm gonna see you in the post-game stats, and that will be that for this session. Alright, so we missed our blind shot, we hit the Yag in the track apparently. 5,300 damage, 3k blocked. Yeah, definitely an overcommit there. I hope that this session has shown you just how insane this tank is just for like one-on-one engagements. This is probably like one of the best one-on-one tanks in the entire game, and one of the probably the best tank in the game for just sitting in a stupid spot and just holding. So we did 4 battles, 4,900 DPG, 3k average blocked, and barely any assistance. My assist is probably pretty low in this thing because you're not playing super pushy. You're not pushing into aggressive positions to like get spotting like you would in an IS-7. You're kind of going a little bit slower because you're just not fast enough to do that, and your sides are bad, so you can't expose to multiple angles. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to take this opportunity to tell you guys about the coaching Discord that I'm a part of. I used to coach people on how to play World of Tanks in this Discord. Basically, the way it works is we have this Discord. It will be linked in the description, called Coaching Central, where myself and, well, not myself, like there are many or several of my friends like Bloop, OP Hacker, Ferret, Hockey Goalie, and several others who are coaches there. Maybe you've heard of their streams, and they're very good players, and they'll teach you how to play World of Tanks for a fee. The fee is usually $20 for the first hour of coaching, and then every hour after that is $40 an hour. It's pretty expensive, but it is an investment if you're trying to improve at the game. And the way it works is you Discord stream your games to your coach usually. That's the main way we do coaching, and they'll give you feedback live. And after the session, they'll give you like a spark notes of things you can improve on. Usually, that's usually how it's done. And then the other thing is that Discord offers free resources to help you improve, such as Tank of the Week, which is how we show you once a week how to set up a certain tank. Like maybe the 113 will show you field mods and equipment for that tank, its strengths and weaknesses. Map of the month, where every week we show you a different position on a certain map, like Ruinberg or Mountain Pass, etc. And how to play those positions, a brief description and video of how to play those positions. And then there are other free resources like my map guide spreadsheet, which I talked about in, I don't know if this video has been uploaded yet, but my IS-7 video, it's probably linked in the description, the map spreadsheet. If it's not, then that link will be in the Discord. You can join as well. And you can also ask questions to all of the good players in the Discord, and we will be happy to answer your questions to the best of our abilities. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next time.